Welcome to another episode of Hi Exclusive. I'm here at the International School of Western Australia, which is the latest venture of IIHS in order to bring in secondary education to the local market. My name is Dima, and with me I have Satma Nugera, who is the project lead for international projects, and Mary Dharmaratna, who is the academic lead for International School of Western Australia as well. Welcome, ladies. So let's get on and ask the important questions. Now, Satma, tell us a little bit about the International School of Western Australia and how important it is for our local students and our local market.
So, like you said, International School of Western Australia, it is a strategic unit that has been started from IIHS, and our vision is to be a community of creative and innovative thinking to mold our students and also to experience the culture and give them the best to be future ready graduates. Also talking about International School of Western Australia, you asked me how would it benefit the local students. The thing is, Zima, this is not only for the local students, it is for international students as well. And also what we realized, the reason we came up with this project is purely because we realized after A-levels, secondary education, local or international, a lot of students travel to Australia more than any other country. So we were wondering, why should we not promote Australian education in Sri Lanka? And it is a great opportunity for anyone who wishes to travel to Australia and study, or even any other country. So, and the other thing is that what we see is a lot of students who wishes to study medicine, dentistry, veterinary or anything, they can't directly apply for most of the universities. So this gives them the opportunity to directly apply for any university that they wish. They don't have to compromise. So it is a great opportunity for everyone.
Sounds fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about the Western Certificate of Education and its recognition. So Mary, tell us, where exactly is it recognized and a little bit about it as well.
So the WAIS is basically an A-level qualification, and students can attempt to obtain the WAIS as it is a certificate awarded by the Western Australian government. Any student that is able to sit for the WAIS exam and obtain the certificate is eligible to enter into universities in Western Australia as well as any university worldwide. So it's a qualification that is recognized internationally and enables students to gain entry as a direct student into any university.
So Dima, adding on to what Mary was saying, when you complete WAIS, the score that you get is called the ATAR Score. It is very similar to Z score, and if you score well, you can apply for any university and you can even get scholarships. So I think Mary will speak a bit more about ATAR Score.
Perfect. So we'll get Mary to talk a little bit and elaborate what an ATAR score actually is and what are the requirements for you to achieve a good level at an ATAR score in order to proceed with one's education.
So like Satma rightly said, the ATAR score is very similar to what we would refer to as the Z score in Sri Lanka. So with an ATAR score, the student is actually able to get direct entry into any university and is given an exceptional preference upon entry into a university. With the ATAR score, it is essentially a ranking. So the rank lies between 0 to 99.95, and upon entry into a university, should the student get a high achieving ATAR score, that student will be able to gain scholarships into any university depending on the course that they apply for.
Well, there you go, you've got an answer for that as well. Now moving back on to Satma. Satma, tell us a little bit about the International School of Western Australia and how it's beneficial to our local students here.
Yeah, so obviously when someone is looking to register their child, a main thing that they look at is that, what are the benefits, and without having any benefits, they won't register. When you register with International School of Western Australia, there are multiple benefits that you can get. And I would say, obviously, you need to trust the staff because of that's where the children will study. So at International School of Western Australia, we have the expertise on international as well as the local market as well. And the other thing is that most of, since at IIHS, we have an experience of 20 years in healthcare education, we have started ISWA with the science stream. Later on, we'll be expanding to art stream as well as the business stream. So the benefits are, if you look at, a lot of people are willing to migrate to different countries now, and one major thing is that IELTS. Doesn't matter if you do a diploma or a foundation, you definitely have to do IELTS. This is the only program you do not have to do IELTS when you're applying for a university or when you're trying to migrate to Australia or any other country in the world. So that is a key main aspect of International School of Western Australia. The other thing is that, like Mary said, once you get the ATAR score, if you get a higher ATAR score, you can apply for universities and you can get scholarships over 25%. So what I always encourage is this: don't mind the cost that you're paying for this program, because you can save a lot more when you're applying for international university. Also, the other thing is that you see a lot of students flying to China, Russia and etc. for medicine. Right now we have signed up with a university where if you do the program with us and if you get a higher ATAR score, you can get over 25% scholarships. And also, since this is the Western Australian education, secondary education that we are offering, in Western Australia, there are over 50 scholarships offered to our international students, which worth over 20,000 AUD. So that is a great advantage. Apart from that, Dima, another aspect is that, one thing in Sri Lanka we do is that we always pressurize our student for the final exam, where they won't able to do extracurricular activities. They just have to, strictly on books. But here, 50% of your mark will be taken throughout the program. So we have assessments and classroom activities and etc. The final exam will only taken 50% of the other score. So where the student get to be a teenager, which is a main aspect. That's how we prepare our student to go to the world, Australia, New Zealand, whatever you may call it. So all these benefits are there with International School of Western Australia. And another aspect is that all the facilitators, the lecturers, we call them facilitators according to the Australian curriculum, all of them are well qualified and they are trained by the Australian government. So all the staff is there to support your child, and it is a great opportunity, like I said.
Sounds fantastic. Now, plenty of opportunities and plenty of options as well. We'll talk more about it just after this short break. Welcome back. So Satma, let's continue with our conversation. Now, we were talking about the curriculum itself. Now, let's talk about the contents of the curriculum, what is offered to the students and how they need to prepare for this as well.
So before we move on to the subjects that we offer at International School of Western Australia, I would like to say this is a 2-year program, Dima. So what happens is when you register with us, it's 2 years because it's more validated than a foundation in Australia as well as many other countries. There are 5 subjects. So you can choose from either biology or human biology. Then we have physics, chemistry, maths and EALD, E-A-L-D, which stands for English as an Additional Dialect. So that's why we get the exception from IELTS. That's why students don't have to do that, because English is included in the curriculum itself.
Mary, tell us how the assessment happens.
So Adima, like Satma said, the curriculum is delivered as a 2-year program, where the first year will be year 11 and the second year will be year 12. And year 11 comprises of unit 1 and 2, and year 12 comprises of unit 3 and 4. So the students will be assessed purely from the materials and contents that will be covered in unit 3 and unit 4. So it provides less stress for the student, as it's not all of year 11 content that is being assessed. It's strictly units 3 and 4.
Now, a parent would want to know how the fee structure works. Now, the first batch is starting in January 2023.
Yep.
As the first batch that is coming into International School of Western Australia, are there any concessions that we're looking forward to?
There is actually. What we have proposed is that you can get a 50% scholarship if you register with us within the next 2-3 months, And even if you're after O-levels in December, we could still give you a scholarship of 50%. And also if someone is struggling to make this payment, we can even arrange loan schemes and etc., because we want the best for the children. It's not about the money, it's not about what we do here, it's about the best that we could do for a student.
So tell us how we'd get in touch with you and how we can find out more information and how to enroll the process of.
So Dima, anyone could get in touch with us through our Facebook, International School of Western Australia, or they could even visit our website where there's a lot of information for you, which is www.iswaiswa.edu.lk. Also, they could get in touch with us through our phone number 076 3422 446. So like I said, anyone is welcome and you should get the best out of this program for your child. So anyone could get in touch with us.
Well, there you go. So many options for where your education is concerned. You can get in touch with International School of Western Australia and see what path will work out for you the best. Thank you, Satma. Thank you, Mary, for taking part in this conversation and providing us with valuable information for all our viewers.
Thank you for having us.
Until we see you again with another episode of Hi Exclusive, take care and be safe.